Hello, fellow old schoolers. Now, there have been some clamoring for me to release some pictures from a huge tournament I went to about a month ago, namely the Danish Old School Championship, or DOS. It was held in Sweden, and I took a plane one rainy morning here on a trip to what's called the Tier 1 Con. And Tier 1 is a shop in Denmark that trades cards, and I just have a bunch of pictures here. Various formats are being played at the Tier 1 Con, so these aren't all old school players, but yeah, suffice to say, a huge event, and also the old school scene was really, really big. Was a bit of a, like, what I imagine a comic book convention is like, so big. And we also had Mark Tedden here, making a lot of altars here. I'll show some of those. And here we have me playing. Sadly, I didn't have a camera. I didn't have anything recorded from the match. It was just me and myself and my cards going there. These are old school players, various groups. And it was a chance for me to see and meet up with a bunch of really cool dudes from Sweden and Denmark, but from Copenhagen and other parts of the country, players that I don't usually play against. As I usually don't play over webcam, I'm kind of weird like that. I think we had like 67 or 70 players in this tournament. And we also had some well-known Swedes playing this tournament, like Ole Rode, the former world champion in Magic, and really a big name in these parts, and also an old school. We also have Svante, a very, very skilled player from Wak Wak MTG, and from NoobCon. So likely the most cutthroat tournament I've ever attended. I mean, there were so many players, and even at the bottom tables we had like the deck versus line attack or stuff like that. Every single deck here was a tier 1 archetype. And I took Skynet with me for her maiden voyage. It's her first tournament. Tried to really just see what she could bring and get some more experience under my belt here. And what really surprised me was I ended up winning the entire thing. So yeah, you're looking at the DOS champion, or the Danish Old School champion for 2022. Here I'm in the semi-finals actually. Some people just went around taking random pictures at the top 8, in the top 8, so that was kind of cool. So we have a bit of documentation, I suppose. And this is against Lord Benson, he's called. Really a guy that has won a lot of online championships, and an avid chess player as well, as far as I've heard. And here is the other part of the top 8, which was between robots and the deck. And all these 3 players were from the same playgroup called Like a Worm. I was the only guy out here. Pretty funny. So yeah, and there's a recording of the final moments of the final that was between me and Christian, and he was on robots and I was on Skynet, another robot variant, I suppose. So let's just check the final moments out here.
Jo. Det er ikke så vigtigt. Det er intet, der er vigtigt.
Ja.
Skal vi se, hvad du sidder med?
Ja.
Så må vi jo se, hvad du sidder med.
Ja, det kommer frem. Det gør det jo.
Det er svært. Der kan lige se, om jeg tror.
Det var godt, så jeg trykker til det. Jeg må komme lidt væk.
So the Danish Old School trophy was mine, and we went out partying. Got kicked out of the Sky Lounge club because we drank champagne out of the trophy. Just some crazy Danes, I suppose, marauding all over town. Here I am coming home with that sweet trophy. And I won 600 euros as well. That was just spent on cards immediately, obviously. So let's check out a lot of these altars that Mark Tedden did for some of my mates here. I'll just, let the pictures speak for themselves here. I remember this one. This is Stina's altar. A unicorn shitting rainbows. Stina was on Lion Dip Bolt on this channel. Ah, look at this. So sweet, these altars. Serpent generator. A lot of crawl worms. I think it might be from like a worm. And here are some altars that were made by AS Altars. He was on site as well. If you know him, another artist, but he's from Denmark. Pretty sweet winter up. I think that's a icy I was really tempted by coming up here. This one, yeah, very, very nice in Skynet. I think there's some Terminator feel over it. Yeah, this is AS Altars. And this is Mark Tidden. Yeah, they had a joint project actually. This one is coming up here. Yep, they made this together, altering a Black Lotus. It's really cool. I don't use altars that much myself. I'm such a purist actually in that regard, but I really dig them when I see them. So this is the trophy. It's huge, and there's a lot of engraved names. This is the 7th time it's been won. It's been 6 before me. And some pretty well-known names there. We see them here. Uffe Søndersgaard, Juice, Crit, Ole Rode, yeah, former world champion as well. Mark Modin, Kasper Nielsen, Christopher Fabiano, yeah, and the former champion Martin Skovgaard. We saw him handing over the trophy to me in the first picture of this sequence here. It's actually only my second time I visited the DOS, because it's usually held in the capital of the country, and we have so many tournaments in our parts of the country that sometimes it's just hard to find the time. I'm thinking about just engraving Gandalf the Dark here, DOS 7.0, and then I have to fight for it in the next year. Perhaps I'll put in my name as well, but it's going to be really long then. But Gandalf has to be in there, right? It's a great fun, a lot of very cool people, and a great atmosphere. Cutthroat tournament though, but it was one of those days where everything sort of just clicked, and the deck was really really stable, and apart from a single game in the Swiss where it kind of croaked and I was mana starved and then mana flooded, I just went almost flawless through the entire tournament. It made Skynet pull through here. Not a lot of play testing has gone into her yet. I'll make sure to put up a deck picture of her. Next up, pretty soon we'll have a match featuring Skynet, and I will make an up-to-date picture there so we can see her in all her glory. Thank you for watching and for sharing this triumph with me. I will catch you in the next video. That will be some battles from the Mountain of Madness tournament.